Hi everyone! Welcome to March 2017's DIY Stash Kit process video. This is my first layout for the stash kit, and I decided to scrapbook a picture of me and my friend who got married last August. And I wanted to really try out these Target rub-ons that I got. They were only $1, and I wanted to see how good they were. Rub-ons tend to have an expiration date, they dry up, and you can't no longer use them. So I wanted to use them as soon as possible and see how they were. I'm planning to use the entire sheet because I liked these little borders that were available, and I thought they would make a really great layout on a white background. So I am picking some ephemera to work with this layout, and I liked this frame. So I thought that I could use the frame to frame out the photo, and it would be a great way to change up just the usual 4x6 size. When it comes to frames like these, I tend to glue the frame down first on top of the photo and make sure it frames out the portion of the picture that I want. And then I just take my pair of scissors and cut off the excess photo around it. And that definitely makes sure that I don't have any holes with my photo and when I use the frame. Now I'm going to start cutting up these rub-ons. I thought it'd be the easiest if I cut them up into the different border strips that they are and then lay them out. I like the idea of scattering these rub-ons throughout the entire page to create a pattern on the white cardstock. There were lots of different colors and patterns for these strips of rub-ons, but I definitely want to make sure no pattern or color were right next to each other. So I scattered the rub-ons about an inch apart, and I did not line them up, so you'll see some being towards the left and then some move towards the right. I have the order that I wanted them in, so I had removed the backings to the rub-ons and adhere the rub-on onto the page and use the popsicle stick to press the pattern into the paper. Overall, I really do like these rub-ons. I think they are of pretty good quality. They were easy to adhere to the page and press into the paper. I see the details and the lines as well as the bright colors once you remove the plastic piece after rubbing them on. So I would definitely recommend purchasing the rub-ons at Target. I definitely like these borders and loved how this page turned out. Some of these borders were actually white, but I liked how it ended up being white on white. It had a texture to the page. I also want to add more texture to the page, so I added this gold star tape that I had in my stash and added just a few pieces of it in between the border strips. Now for the embellishing. I knew there were a couple pieces I wanted to use. One was this beautiful banner, and then there was this little cart with flowers in it with an umbrella. I thought that was really cute, and I wanted to use that on this page. Since we're adding flowers, I thought butterflies would also be appropriate. And I also pulled out some of these flags that I had made. They're flags that I was trying to mimic the Dear Lizzie Lovely Day collection flags. I will link that down below to the video when I made these. They're part of my DIY embellishment series. I wanted a diagonal composition, so I start off in the upper left and move slowly towards the lower right. I'm planning to use that beautiful banner as part of my title, so I definitely wanted that to be in the upper left-hand corner. And as for the flags, I had one that said hooray and another one that had the sentiment, love you. I'm placing the embellishments in areas where it doesn't cover up all the rub-ons that I had placed underneath. I really wanted to showcase how pretty the rub-ons were and how colorful the page is. There's quite a bit of pink on this page, so I thought I'd continue the theme and pulled out the pink thickers that I had in the stash and spelt out bride, so that my title would end up being Beautiful Bride. I can't seem to leave out the flowers whenever I'm doing a wedding layout, so I'm adding some flowers from the ephemera pack in. Just a few florals behind the frame, one behind the butterfly tag, and I add a little one behind the journaling card that I'm going to use. Now to add my journaling, the journaling card already has a sentiment that says it's a lovely day for, and I continued it with a wedding. I was thrilled to be at her special day. She looked stunning, definitely one of the most beautiful brides I've ever seen. Love her. I go grab my roller date stamp to stamp the date, and I use the sentiment big day, since it was her big day. I add that to the bottom between two rub-ons, and that's my page. So if you like my process video, please give me a thumbs up. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them below, and I hope you have a crafty day.